Welcome to Undisputed. We're live from Los Angeles. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Jenny. How are you today?
Hi, Jenny.
Lovely dress.
Thank you
How
so
are
much,
you,
Shannon.
Shannon?
I'm good.
So, it's about time for LeBron James to jump on that Rams bandwagon and start showing up at Rams game. And start pledging allegiance to the Rams, right?
Hold on. That man got...
He's an L.A. guy.
He has bigger things to worry about.
Oh,
right
does
now.
he?
Yeah. He's a Cowboys fan. That's not, we don't jump on bandwagon, jump here, jump there. That's not what we do, Skip.
He jumps on the Browns bandwagon.
He wasn't on the
Cowboys, and then he's on the Indians bandwagon.
If you don't mind me asking, when he showed up to the Browns game, what was he wearing?
Emmett Smith.
Exactly.
Well, how are you?
I'm good.
Here we go.
Boy, my homeboy. Oh, Patrick, my homeboy.
Oh, interesting. We're going to get to that. On today's show, I was going to ask you a bit more about it. Are you still on the
I
bandwagon?
ain't going nowhere. Oh, my homeboy, I ain't going nowhere.
He's going nowhere. And what about Colt McCoy? Is he going to ruin Skip's Thanksgiving?
He'll try.
He's going to try, but we're going to start with what we saw last night. It was a classic. The Rams-Chiefs game had a ton of hype. It lived up to it. The teams combined for 105 points, the most in Monday Night Football history. And Jared Goff and Patrick Mahomes combined for 10 touchdown passes. With under 2 minutes left in the fourth, Goff threw a go-ahead touchdown pass to put the Rams up 3. Mahomes and the Chiefs were driving with under 30 seconds left, but he threw an interception, his 5th turnover in the game. The Rams got the win 54-51, and they're now 10-1 this season. Let's take a listen to both teams after the game.
Yeah, it was a crazy game, and it seemed like at the end, whoever had the ball last was going to win. That's what it felt like, and ultimately our defense had 2 turnovers there at the end that proved to be the winning turnovers, and it was back and forth the whole game. It was with times where we felt like we had all the momentum. We thought we were going to put the knife in them and finish it, and then there was times where it was the other way around. Where we're like, all right, we need to kind of claw back into this, and it was a fun one.
The turnovers just changed the game. I think I gave them 21 points pretty much through turnovers, and just kind of like I said at the New England game, you can't give good teams points turning the ball over. So that was pretty much the changing point of the game.
It was a whirlwind. I feel like I might need a couple beverages to relax tonight, but it was great. I mean, this is what you love so much about this game, and really, what's the best part about it is that locker room, sharing that with the people that you love.
Whew, we could not get enough of that game last night. Shannon, was it an instant classic?
It was an instant classic, and Sean McVay is not old enough to have a beverage, so he needs to go on to bed with that bottled water. Skip, this was as good a Monday night game as I've seen, and I've been watching Monday Night Football for a very long time. It takes me back, and you probably covered this game, but the game that I think about was the 1982 Monday night game between the Cincinnati Bengals and the San Diego Chargers.
I didn't cover it, but I watched it.
Okay, when Dan Fouts outgunned Kenny Anderson, both quarterbacks threw for over 400 yards. Yep. It was a 50-84 ball game, 50-34 ball game. And actually, in that game, they had more combined yards than what they had in this game. Wes Chandler went bonkers, over 200 yards, just like Tyreek Hill. Kellen Winslow, the great Hall of Fame tight end, went for over 100, just like Travis Kelce. And Collinsworth for the Bengals went over 100 yards. But, Skip, I think in order for you to have a classic, the game has to have suspense. And it needs to go back and forth. Okay, Kansas City spots the Rams 13 points. They claw their way back in it. And now here we go, back and forth. 10 total touchdowns. And at the end of the day, you're like, man, look at all these points. First time in NFL history that both teams score over 50 points in a ball game. And you're like, man, this is what's wrong with the NFL, man, all this offense. And then when you just think it's all offense, Aaron Donald, strip sack, scoop and score. And then you get Ekubon, pick 6, touchdown. And then you get Justin Houston for the other side, strip sack, touchdown. It was just enough defense that the NFL can say, look, you still can play defense. You still can get in there and take the ball away from the opposing team without landing your body weight on them, without hitting them in the knee. And so, Skip, with the back and forth with Patrick Mahomes was as good as it could be until the very end. And that's what you have to have, the defense. And as much as we love offense, Skip, the game was decided in the end by defense. The Rams made 2 plays on the defensive side of the football that helped them secure a victory. And I tweeted, and
I wouldn't know, but go ahead.
But you remember in the Super Bowl, Asante Samuels did what? He dropped it. And you knew, Skip, and I said, Normally, plays like this comes back to bite you.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened? They come back with the very came play. The next play, Cook catches it, goes for about 20, and off to the races they go. But, Skip, this was an instant classic. This is what the NFL wanted. This is what fans like. They like offense. Well, if you like offense, you don't get any better than this. Two young guns going head-to-head. But this should remove all doubt. If anybody, any organization, thinking about hiring a head coach, the last person you should call is Jeff Fisher. Because he had you thinking that Jared Goff was a bust. I feel comfortable in saying, Skip Bayless, I think Jeff Fisher might have ruined a bunch of careers at the quarterback position.
I know he ruined Vince Young.
Okay, I'm not so sure Steve McNair couldn't have got more out of his career. Rest his soul.
I'm buying that. Rest his soul.
So, with what we know now with Jared Goff, Skip, you see why the Rams took him number one overall. He flat out played. It went back and forth, and this was an instant classic in my opinion.
Okay, it is now time for the Grinch who stole Thanksgiving. You cannot have an instant classic when the losing quarterback gives the winning team 21 points on 3 tumultuous turnovers, including a pick six and a scoop and score touchdown. It's time for some unadulterated truth here, because you cannot have an instant classic when the losing quarterback in the last minute and a half of a shootout throws 2 awful interceptions that end the game for the Kansas City Chiefs. And I am here to say, obviously, Patrick Mahomes made some big-time throws last night, lots of them. But he obviously has the NFL's best weapons, including the most dangerous receiver in the National Football League, Tyreek Hill. And he was going up against a shockingly underachieving Rams defense, coached by our guy Wade Phillips.
Yep.
Now 23rd in points allowed in the NFL. That shocks me, because I thought going into the year they'd be top 5. And they're also 23rd in third downs allowed. So let's frame the instant classic with what Patrick Mahomes was throwing against. So big picture, again, I'm just speaking and spitting the truth. Patrick Mahomes stunk it up last night. In the end, that was an instant disaster for that young quarterback, because you can't do any of that. And speaking of young quarterbacks, if I can go all the way to the 41-year-old quarterback, if last night on that stage, Tom Brady had done exactly what Patrick Mahomes did, throw for 478 with 5 horrendous turnovers, you would be calling for Tom Brady to hang him up today, like quit today. So would the NFL world, the Brady hate out there, straight Brady hate. But if Tom Brady had done that, people would be outraged.
Yeah, if he could. He can't, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He threw for 505 in the Super Bowl. That's the all-time playoff record.
How many touchdowns?
I don't care how many touchdowns. He put up 33.
And he got the same thing
against
Mahomes
the top 5 defense.
Same thing Mahomes got, the L.
Yeah, well,
I'm out of business now. I'll close my restaurant.
He committed 1 turnover in that game. Patrick Mahomes had 5. Let us count the ways he had those 5, if we could, please. First one comes with 2 minutes left in the first half. Aaron Donald, as you point out, strip sack and scoop and score. And again, that was at a point where it's a football game, and it ends up tied at halftime. And then 13:38 left in the third quarter. Aaron Donald gets him again, and this time it's 23-all. And here we go again. And that was the most horrendous turnover, because that was 1st and 10 at the Rams 25. So you've got a chance to score your own points, and it goes backwards for a minus 29. So not only do you cost your team a chance to score 7 because you're almost in the red zone, but it goes the other way, and you give the Rams a short field in which they quickly score their touchdown, and they jump up at that point. Was that 40? No, that made it 23-all. So now we get to the pick six that makes it, this is 2:24 left in the third quarter. The pick six makes it 40-30 Rams, and then the 2 interceptions late in the game. The first one is Ekukom, who had a tremendous game. He was all over the field. He was probably even more disruptive in his own way than Aaron Donald was. I don't know. He was everywhere. Every time I turned up, he was in the middle of a play.
That's the best defender in football right now.
Well, he is, as far as just a straight up the gut pat rusher. But Ecocom, he's right in Patrick Mahomes' face, and Mahomes sees him, so he's on his eye side,
Right.
and you just got to protect the football. You can't try that throw,
Right.
and that gets batted up in the air, and obviously Marcus Peters catches that one. And then the last interception, you still got a chance. You still got 25 seconds left. I thought they were going to at least get a field goal attempt, and he threw his worst interception because I have no idea who he's throwing the last one to.
Okay, let me